probably know my routine as well as I do by now, but the eggshells, they've been in the oven for a few moments to kind of sterilize them, and a few coffee grounds going onto the beds, and I will go on. And I'll just crush these up by stamping on them for a few seconds. And this is worm food, which is fertilizing my soil for next year. Because it doesn't look great, I just kind of kick it in. Look at this, we've got a few very late courgettes. I'll come and pick those later. Look at this. Oh my goodness, Josh, we get that knobbly green one.
Which one?
The one with all the warts on it, yeah.
That one's cool.
This is what a proper pumpkin patch looks like. Got all of the vines on the ground. Pumpkins have been snipped, so they're starting to, what's the word? Mature? Harden? There's definitely a word for it. Can't remember. No, there's preserve? I can't remember the word. Anyway, we've got a few here. Got our coffees. I did have a bit of a spillage because Dickie had a howl from the coffee truck. And we're just finding the perfect pumpkins for decorating and then eating. Good loot so far. Come on, Dickie. Which one do you want, baby? Which one do you want? I like the big ones. I like the big orange ones, Dad, the classics, you know?
Yes, that's very scientific way of measuring it, isn't it? Very cool.
Hey!
It's a 3-pounder. I've just had a lovely soup for lunch, and this is Charlie's debut in October, I think, because we've been so poorly.
Yeah, I've either had rhinovirus.
Did you just make that up?
No, that is literally a thing. I saw a headline on BBC. Basically, for the last week, I've been completely out of action.
10 days at least.
Well, it was a week on Friday, but you can hear I'm still not sounding great. I feel about a 5 out of 10 right now.
Aww.
But I honestly was as low as like a 2 out of 10.
Oh.
I get sick once a year, but this is probably the most sick I've been in about 4 or 5 years. But I think this will resonate because it's a BBC headline that I read literally this morning, saying that this, as of right now, data suggests there's the most sick people since the peak of COVID.
Oh my gosh.
Because you've got COVID, there's 2 strains of COVID going around.
What's this rhino thing?
There's rhinovirus, which is like a type of flu. The flu. I think it's because of the change in temperature, and also all the children going back to school.
Yeah.
And people going back to work, like after summer. And it's like that kind of perfect storm. I think there's a bit of a myth. Like, you kind of feel like when the weather's really cold, that's when it's at its worst. It's actually like
it's the change. Yeah, you're right.
So anyway, yes, I've not been very well. But it was funny because I do this most weekends, like winding the clock. But it was in Downton Abbey, wasn't it? We were rewatching Downton Abbey.
Yeah, Thomas showing, what's his name?
About, like, I mean, I don't think it matters so much now, but back then when there wasn't as much heating in the house, he was saying about...
Don't do it first thing in the morning because the clock's too cold,
Like in the script of Downton, obviously it's fictional, but what I think is interesting, I don't know if I've shown this before, but obviously back then, you had sundials and then you had clocks. People had pocket watches, but obviously clocks in a house were a lot more important than they are now because we have smartphones and stuff like that. And they tending to have a lock on them, so this has a hidden lock here which stops this being open, and then obviously a key. And apparently the guy that sold us this said that was generally in houses to stop staff or people that work there from fiddling with the clocks.
Going home 10 minutes early.
Yeah, well, I guess it makes sense, doesn't it? Because otherwise, why would, or maybe children, I guess. But yeah, I mean, obviously, this is we've had this for a few years now, but it feels like it's always been here, doesn't it? It's a good. I think this is always a good example of like how we had to wait and sort of let the house tell us what it needed.
Yeah.
Because we experimented with this place here with about 4 different pieces of furniture, including that big
high back
chair,
chair,
and we just could never really figure it out.
Did we sell that?
No, we still got it, and I think I'm thinking it will look great in our office, future office. But that's a project under wraps. But,
show us your blogger mail then, darling.
well, so blogger mail. So I actually cheered me up, not feeling well. I don't get sent that much anymore, but I got sent this from Dior of all people, which is
so
extremely cool. The one thing I would say is it came with like a clue and the padlock, and the box was locked. Obviously I wasn't feeling very well, and I'm not gonna lie, I was about 5 minutes off getting bolt cutters out because I couldn't figure out what the code was.
What was the code?
Well, the joke was, I think the code, what was the code? Wild. And to be fair, the clue probably was quite straightforward, but because I wasn't feeling very well. So yeah, I love, I mean, this is, I think it might still be, but it certainly was the best-selling men's fragrance for about 5 or 6 years, which is Dior Sauvage. And I think, I mean,
it's a good one, isn't it?
It's a really good crowd. I mean it in a nice way, like a good crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
Like it tends to smell good on everyone. It's very good seasonally. Like I wouldn't say it. It's probably slightly better in the colder months, but I wouldn't say that it needs. It's not particularly seasonal. Do you know what I mean?
It's not too seasonal.
It's a good all-rounder.
Yeah.
And what's really exciting, that's like a leather-bound little travel one.
Wow.
So that's nice for a gym bag.
Oh my gosh.
I would say if you're buying a fragrance this Christmas for any man in your life, and you don't know what to get them
this.
I would say that this is a really good price point as well.
I wonder if you can buy that or if that's just a press.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing I would say about these things. I mean, what's really cool though is it's come with a Sauvage branded compass, but I want to do a lot more, a lot more hikes and a lot more exploring with a friend of mine.
You'll be a bougie explorer with your Dior compass.
Yeah.
Can I see?
It's cool, isn't it?
I don't really know how to use a compass.
I know how to use a compass, but I tell you what, I am dreadful with maps.
So so everyone says we've got a south-facing garden. This says south is there. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the sun rises in the east. Yeah.
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 But the thing is, without a compass, a map isn't all that useful.
No.
And vice versa.
Clever.
So anyway, so that was really cool. Another.
Wait, there's a mug and a notebook as well.
Yes,
I like the little bits and bobs like that. What's in that? Is that matches?
That's matches, which is kind of random, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but it's like a camping set, isn't it? Are you sure there's nothing underneath as well?
No, there's nothing else under there. There's a notepad, which is obviously very useful. To be fair, this is really cool.
Yeah,
it's an enamel mug, which is very cool.
That's really
it's all about being an explorer, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, really nice send out. And yeah, as I say, like one of my favourite fragrances as a sort of everyday wearable
the tin
one.
as well. Lift it up with me.
Well, it's indestructible.
Charlie now has a.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to put in here, but it has to be reused.
Give me your
for
mountain.
something.
Look, it's a tin with Dior written
Well,
on it.
to be honest, you could use that as a really bougie toolbox.
That's what I was thinking. Imagine having a Dior toolbox. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Envious.
Envious.
Then another thing that I'm envious of is this is a British brand that both you and I love, 𝑭𝒆. It's where I have my sort of yearly notepad. I've got sent one, I think, when we lived in London, and I buy it every year. And it's just a really nice leather goods accessories brand.
Yeah.
They kindly reached out and said they wanted to send us some things if we were happy to feature them. So we've been very generously sent these, and these are sort of, we've used this as an opportunity to get a few gifts for loved ones, including ourselves. But so
because we love ourselves.
I think, yeah, I'm not gonna open that one because that I believe is. It says on here if it's initialed.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
𝑗_MI.
Yes, so that's for my dad.
Oh.
So it's just a nice glasses case though.
Well, he goes by M though.
Well, his initials are 𝑗_MI.
How funny.
Yeah.
Stick an H in there and it's my initials.
Like my initials are 𝑐MI.
Cool.
So if you wrap that neatly back
beautiful.
up, I mean,
Look,
it's so well made.
Burgundy glasses case. That is seriously lovely. That would be such a nice. I mean, look, it's with the felt as well. Beautiful Christmas
This is a good
for
one too.
husband or father.
This is a good one to open up. because this is a gift to you. Once again, on the gifts front, I mean, it's only October, but to be honest, I always think it is a good time to just get, if you can afford to do it now, get your Christmas gifts bought now.
Do you know, I was thinking we should almost have a late October gift wrapping session, because we all, like, do you remember last year, we were wrapping on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I think, I always think in terms of, if there's anything super expensive, like this is the sort of brand that it's not obviously going to, because it's a high-end, luxurious brand, they're not going to be doing anything, I don't think, inside a week.
You could have put this in my advent calendar.
Well, that might end up in your advent calendar. But do you know what it is?
Yeah, a card game.
Yeah, well, it's a pack of cards.
Pack of cards.
But what I think, I mean, how beautiful is that?
Yeah. It's quite nifty, like if you go skiing or go on any like
any holiday
staycation. Just like, oh yeah, I've got my personalised pack of cards with me.
And then I think, what's for these? I mean, it's such a nice brand. Obviously, it's got a lot of British heritage, Essinger. I think this is something that you ordered.
Oh, this is just
shoehorn.
such an amazing gift idea. Again, for a dad or a husband. It's a pocket shoehorn, because you use shoehorns, don't you? For your like church's shoes and things like that.
Yes, yeah, I do.
Look, so it's a shoehorn that folds down with a leather, beautiful leather bottom, and then you can just somehow.
And this is actually, I think, the best gift.
Fold it back in half and pop it in your little sheath.
Comb sheath. Comb sheath.
So clever.
Points to anyone that gets the comb sheath reference. I feel like, well, I'm not going to go into it. Anyway, and then this, I think this is a really useful gift, which is the luggage tags.
Beautiful.
I think it's underestimated in the world of technology now. Like, you do realise, if your suitcase goes missing, obviously good to have an AirTag in the suitcase, but they still need to identify your suitcase, and everyone's suitcases look similar now, so if you don't have a tag on there with your information, you are taking a real risk.
Yeah, so you're keeping that one out.
Yeah, because I'll keep that, because that's great. Yeah. Brilliant.
Lovely.
And then finally, this is not something we've been sent per se, it's something I have purchased, because rather excitingly we're having sort of every January, February and every October we have a bit of a like refresh at Strawtop Cottages, because January, February is quite a quiet time, we close the booking calendar for the whole of January and a bit of Feb, and in October generally it seems to be a bit quieter. So we're having some outside stuff done at the moment, which we'll update people on. So we've got some outdoor lights going up in the car parking area, which we renovated this time last year. But the other thing that we've had a lot of requests on is a car charger. Now, if you remember back, like car chargers generally are pretty ugly. So I found this brand, and then I only discovered when they actually sent it to us, like when the product arrived, that they're based in the Cotswolds.
No way.
Yeah, so they're called, well, I'll show you the product first, because I think this is so beautiful. And they're not crazy expensive. Okay, so that is the car charger.
Wow.
It's like nice wooden finish. They're called Simpson & Partners. As I say, we purchased this as a regular customer, but I just thought I'd love to give them a shout out because this is just beautiful. This is obviously the socket in here. Obviously when it's mounted it's a bit easier. So that's where you plug your cable into there. Yeah. This is obviously going to go on the brick wall, you know, in the car parking area. And yeah, they have their factory. They're obviously a small family-run business. Cotswolds factory.
No way.
How bad is that? Mandy Simpson and David Simpson.
I wonder if they make attractive cables as well then.
Well, the thing is, they do sell cables, which is pretty standard, but I think what the strategy we will have...
I want to keep that.
Yeah, I want to keep all of that. The strategy we will obviously have is most people that come with their cars need to bring their cables, because like with everything with the cottages, we've learned a lot the last few years.
That's completely standard for people to bring their own cables.
Because the reality is if we provide a cable, eventually someone will forget and take it with them, which would be a real shame. We will have a backup cable in case guests come and say, oh, we've forgotten our cable, but ultimately that will just sit there and people can use it. So I just think it's something that we've obviously listened to our guests, and guests have requested it. So, but I just thought it's so funny that it's Cotswolds based, right? Simpson and Partners. And also a nice size. Car chargers often are massive. Don't you think?
Yeah. Very good. Well, thank you for sharing our your PR boxing.
Okay, my darlings, I think this is the first time I'm actually talking to you in this vlog with some makeup on my face. As you've just seen, we decided to pop out to our pumpkin patch in a neighbouring field, and they have got the most amazing selection of pumpkins there. It's open every Friday and Sunday in October, so you've still got a little bit of time. And I love that it's a legit pumpkin field. It's not like a football pitch field where someone from the shop has just placed pumpkins, which you do see very, very often, even out here in the Cotswolds. But it's a legit, you know, you need to be wearing your wellies kind of pumpkin patch, and it's lovely to support local farmers in that way. And she's also, Mary, the farmer's wife, has actually set up a little coffee station in the back of a little vehicle. And yeah, it's just a really nice, wholesome village business to support. But anyway, I've done it again where I've kind of faffed about so much throughout the day that I've left it quite late to get out into the garden, but I do want to do at least half an hour in the garden. Every time I walk past my own pumpkin patch, I think, wow, this really, really needs some attention. But first of all, I'm really excited to show you some new jewellery pieces from Monica Vinader. And Monica Vinader is a brand that I've adored and worn for so many years. It must be over 10 years because I definitely was a customer before starting the YouTube channel. And I remember when I used to work at the flagship store of 𝑭𝒊𝒂𝒕 on Barrett Street. This is a nice little 𝑭𝒊𝒂𝒕 top. I found out that you could get, I think it was a £50 voucher for Monica Vinader if you did mystery shopping for them. So that was my first, actually my first, yeah, I think that was my first introduction to the brand. Obviously I was still spending a lot of my own money, but these £50 vouchers for doing the mystery shop was just great for a student to be able to afford such beautiful jewellery pieces. And I still have so many of those original pieces that I've had, yeah, over a decade. And those of you that have been watching the channel for a while will know that I also used Monica Vinader, Fiji, and what are they called? I think signature friendship bracelets to manifest certain milestones here on YouTube by getting them engraved and setting dates in my diary that I wanted to hit certain goals like 100,000, 250,000, 500,000, and it worked every single time. Also, some of the first gifts that Charlie ever bought me were Monica Vinader necklaces where they'd have the gold disc at the back, not dissimilar to my phone charm actually, and it would have an engraving behind it, C&J, love always, and the date that we met. But anyway, I'm going to show you a few new bits, but I wanted to also just give them a bit of a shout out for their credentials when it comes to sustainability, because I feel like you see Monica Vinader pieces, and let's be honest, they're on everyone's wish list for Christmas, but not only are they absolutely beautiful and timeless, like you guys will know how 90% of the time I'm wearing something from Monica Vinader, whether it's my, what I call my cinnamon bun earrings, and I would say these are probably the ones from Monica Vinader, at least for the last few years, that I have worn the most, especially at this time of year. I love the gold hoop and this brown, I don't know what it is, amber maybe, I'm not sure, but these are the ones that I wear the most, and I just think they always look amazing. And then they've obviously got the most gorgeous selection of pearly pieces as well. This one's really lovely for layering, stacking rings. We all know their pieces are gorgeous, and before I go any further, I do have an updated discount code. The old one got leaked and shared somewhere it shouldn't have been shared, so we have a new Monica Vinader discount code which will be on the screen here. I believe it's JosieMV, Josie Monica Vinader, JosieMV. You can use that for a discount on the website. But back to their eco-sustainable credentials. So the pieces are made using 100% recycled sterling silver or gold for May, and like even that itself is just absolutely incredible, the fact that they're using recycled materials, plus the packaging. I actually only learned this just last week, but their beautiful packaging, as soon as you open a Christmas gift and you see this dark purple box, you know you are in for a treat. This is not only recyclable, but it's 100% recycled. Amazing. Recycled jewellery, recycled metal in the jewellery, recycled materials in the boxes. I am so blown away by that. And then those things are nice, but what about the pieces of jewelry that you wear every single day? Well, to be honest, I don't really find that they tarnish that much. Maybe some of the rings from like fake tanning and gardening and hand washing a million times, and naughty me, I never take them off. I switch them around, but I don't take them off when I'm doing the washing up and things like that, 𝑭𝒂𝒕. But Monica Vinader actually have a repair and rewear program. I've told so many people about this in real life and they're always like, really? That sounds too good to be true. But it's not. So they actually have a service where you can take in your pieces. If anything is a little bit tarnished or maybe it's damaged in some way, they'll sort it out for you and either replace it for you, or they'll fix it for you, they'll bring it up to looking fabulous again. And all of these things, in my opinion, just make it such a lovely brand to invest in, because you're going to get so much wear out of the pieces because of the classic style, the quality, and the fact that they will offer a repair and rewear service. I'll leave more information about that down below, but I've taken bits into their Duke of York Square before, or Sloane Square, and left some bits with them for a few weeks, and then they come back and they're literally as good as new. Anyway, gosh, what a build up to showing you my new pieces. So let me embellish myself. Okay, I have just popped on a few of the new pieces, including this beautiful necklace, which I feel really matches my favorite little earrings, so I love that I've been able to add to that collection. I can't remember, but they might be part of the Kate Young collaboration. I know I've got a few pairs of earrings, including those gorgeous big gold hoops. I'll pop a photo on the screen here where you can wear them one way or the other. I'm sure you know the ones that I mean. I have to say, my favorite piece that I've just unboxed is the ring. This is the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 diamond crossover ring. You've got 18 karat gold 𝑭𝒐𝒏𝒅, and then these are lab grown diamonds. Fun fact, did you know opalite, as in it's alright, Taylor Swift lyric reference, opalite is the man-made version of opal, and when she was explaining the lyrics she was talking about how something that's man-made can be just as precious as something that is naturally found. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into the deeper meaning of Taylor Swift's lyrics, but if she's a fan of lab-grown opals and diamonds, then it's good enough for everyone, I would say. And yeah, I just think this is the most beautiful design ring with the crossover, beautiful quality, and I think it looks absolutely gorgeous as a middle finger ring. And then this is a new collection. It almost looks like a hammered metal. This is the Antica collection. It's a really beautiful texture, hopefully coming across well on camera, and it's actually inspired by terracotta ceramics, like my plant pots or terracotta antiques that you might find. So I'm pretty sure each piece is slightly different to each other. Everything is unique, and I think they slot together and fit together really, really beautifully. It's quite an unusual, it's definitely an unusual texture. Also 18 karat gold 𝑭𝒐𝒏𝒅, and they just really stand out. They're definitely a statement piece, and I purposely chose them to be the size that they would go on my fourth finger, and then paired in with the diamonds, I think looks really, really beautiful. So, oh, and also this, not forgetting, I would say if you are buying a gift or thinking of gift giving for someone who's very, very classic in their style, you just can't go wrong with a simple pearl bracelet. And Monica Vinader used the highest quality freshwater pearls, and also for layering, like I probably would actually wear this next to my watch. I think that would look absolutely gorgeous. And finally, I also chose this lovely pair of delicate, very simple little hoops, which are perfect for an everyday piece. I wear these as everyday pieces, but they truly do have just the most incredible selection. So I love my new pieces. Thank you so much to Monica Vinader. It's just always a dream to style your new collection. I'll leave all of them linked down below, as well as a discount code that you need. And you know what it is, just too dark outside now. I have left it too late, which is really annoying. So I think what I'm going to do now is head downstairs. I think we're going to light the fire and just have a really cozy Sunday afternoon. I feel like I've not really done anything today. I had so many grand plans. I said this at the end of the last vlog as well. I had a big to-do list, like on my weekend to-do list, let me tell you. So I've got, tragically it still says Saturday to-do list, make a focaccia, didn't happen. Make a roasted cauliflower soup, didn't happen. Make my elderberry elixir, nope. Plant out my bulb lasagnas, no, that didn't happen either. Create Abercrombie content because they had a 20% off sale this weekend. I did actually do that. I completed, so I'll delete that, I completed one of my weekend to-do list. Never mind, weekends are for chilling. So let's head downstairs, light the fire, and prepare something delicious for our Sunday dinner.
play anti-flu music.
Good morning, my darlings. It's now Monday morning and we've got the full team back in the office today after nearly 2 weeks of illness and the bugs that have been going around. So I'm looking forward to having everybody back here. We're going to be full steam ahead, nice and productive today. It's a very, very misty day today, so I feel like we're going to have to really energize, get some bops on the Alexa to get the spirits up. I find days like this just very, very unmotivating, but I thought one way of lifting the spirits, I've put a it's not going to lift the spirits at all, but I have just topped up the neon diffuser. I had a Google which essential oils are best if you're recovering from flu or a bug, and it said eucalyptus, tea tree, peppermint, lavender, and what was the other one I did? I can't remember the other one. If you Google it, different websites say different things, but those 4 oils in particular, most websites said they're really good. So I've got it illuminated and puthering away over in the background there. So this room now smells absolutely amazing, and we'll get the benefits of the energy and the cleansing of the air from the essential oil. I was also watching this morning with Nancy, I think her name is 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, and she was talking about making an essential oil peppermint spray and spraying it on areas that your dogs have taken a liking to, raising their leg against, if you know what I mean. And unfortunately, when I do bring those wicker pumpkins in from the garage, Dexter likes to personalise them sometimes, and he did last night. I think because they've been stored outside, technically our garage is kind of indoor-outdoor. It's not really a garage, it's more of a indoor-outdoor store. So I guess they probably smell a bit fusty to him, and he thinks that that's his place to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to make Nancy's peppermint vinegar spray later, and apparently you have to keep spraying that said place for 5 days, like once a day for 5 days. So we'll see, and if this works, it will be a game changer, because at Christmas, I'm sure I'm not the only one whose dog likes to personalize the Christmas tree, or if you put spruce anywhere. So yeah, we shall see. So today's going to be all about essential oils. I think a really nice hearty soup will be lovely for lunch. I'm currently debating either doing like a full immunity soup. I'm going to pop to the farm shop shortly, see if they've got loads of either tomatoes or cauliflower. I'm either going to do a roast cauliflower or a big like roasted tomato, courgette, carrot. Maybe the latter would be better. And yeah, that's the plan for today. Lots of laptop time. I'm gonna crack on with my to-do list from the weekend, but the more kind of indoor jobs. I also need to, was it in the last vlog I showed you trying on lots of my old winter coats? Well, I need to make space for them in the wardrobe. So take out lots of the summery pieces, which I definitely won't be getting anywhere or where from now until April, May 2026. How crazy is that? So that's my plan for today. I'm going to finish the coffee and have a productive morning. Okay, I am doing a lovely roasted cauliflower soup for lunch. Got this big one that arrived in one of our veg boxes, so I'll show you how I'm going to do it. The leaves, they may not be the most attractive, but full of goodness. So I'm actually going to use these later on, so I'm going to pop these to the side, and then I'm popping all of the florets in a baking dish. Okay, we've got the cauliflower florets, and I'm sprinkling with salt and a good drizzle of olive oil, and these are going to go in the 𝑭𝒂 or oven for 15 minutes before I add some more deliciousness to this tray. Okay, so I've gathered some of the other ingredients. This is going to be a real immunity soup. So I've got some ground turmeric and some Italian herb seasoning. I'm going to use some fresh ginger, loads of lovely garlic and olive oil, and then I'm going to roast some cashews and also put some cumin seeds and cumin powder in with my cauliflower to give it lots of delicious flavour. First thing I'm going to do is roast up my cashews. And I like to do this in the hob because then I can, on the hob rather, because then I can keep a close eye on it. If I put it in the aga, chances are I will burn them. This has been roasting just with olive oil for about 15 minutes, and now we're going to add our tasty extras. Cumin seeds, cumin powder, turmeric, Italian seasoning, the lightly toasted cashews. I'm adding 1 clove of garlic, grated, and some sage leaves, freshly picked from the garden. More olive oil. Okay, the cauliflower is now full of the delicious and immunity boosting ingredients and some sage as well. Now this is going back in the aga for another 15 minutes. Well, that soup was absolutely scrumptious. It was very, very thick and filling. You can add more veggie stock or milk or cream, and obviously taste it at the end, see if you want to add in more pepper. I added in more salt and pepper, and I may have gone a little bit heavy on the cumin. I forgot how powerful the taste of cumin seeds and cumin powder is. So depending on how much you like that as a flavour, but I feel cured of anything that might have been in my system. Definitely a very, very good soup to have if anyone in your circle has got the bug going around. So, didn't Charlie say it was like rhinovirus or something? I don't know, there's lots going around at this time of year, so good to pack in as many immunity foods as possible, but possibly don't do what I've just done here. I think I must have accidentally, do you know what, I know exactly what I did. The grater, oh, I'm so silly. The grater that I used to grate the garlic, you can see where this is going, onto the cauliflower on the soup, I didn't realize that I'd done that and then used that same grater. Hang on, no, because I don't put grated ginger in a soup. Oh, well, it is a mystery, but basically, sorry, I mean tea. Basically, my tea tastes of garlic. And I don't know why. Could it be the fact that I used the same chopping board because I was rushing, or even the same knife? Maybe I chopped the ginger with my garlic knife. Yeah, that'll be what it is. But it's only subtle, and I feel like it's probably really, really good for me. So I'm just gonna keep drinking my garlic tea, but that is not one that I would recommend you trying at home. Has anyone tried fire cider? I see a lot of, actually they used to make a concoction of it at the breakfast buffet of the Maldivian island that we go to in January, or did last January at least, and it's disgusting. It's got like garlic, onion, pepper, all these things in it, and you're meant to take a disgusting shot every morning for immune system boosting, but I'm just not sure that I can bring myself to do it. By the way, these are the hoop earrings that I showed you in the pack or in the box yesterday. Very, very subtle. They're not a full hoop, they're just like a 3/4 hoop. Perfect for an everyday piece. Anyway, soup was delicious.
Now I need two. I'm going to make that doggy tinkle spray that I was talking about. So if you have got a pet that likes to go somewhere that you don't want them to go, it doesn't have to be indoors. I'm imagining most of you have actually trained your animals. Sausage dogs are notoriously untrainable, and they are notoriously cock their leg up against whatever they want. Stubborn animals. I promise you I've tried. I have tried everything. Maybe not everything. Anyway, if you've got an animal, a pet, that tinkles where you don't want it to tinkle, it could be, I'm actually also going to spray the stone dachshunds that we've got outside the door, because, and also the plant pots, I don't want them weeing up against our plant pots either. Just go on the grass. I literally carry them in the mornings and place them on the grass, and sometimes he's like, no, no, mummy, I don't want to go here, I want to go on your plant pot. So this spray that I'm about to make, apparently, why can I not say the word apparently without doing that? Apparently prevents them from wanting to tinkle. What did I call it earlier? Personalized. Stops them from wanting to tinkle in those areas. So really, really easy. Half water, half white vinegar, and then I've also seen you can just do that, but I want it to smell nice. Apparently you can put in a couple of drops of peppermint essential oil, which I'm pretty sure in my magical box of essential oils, I've got tea tree, peppermint, literally right there. Yeah, and then you can put in some herbs just for decoration, and I've got some sage left over from lunch, so I am just going to go ahead and bung these in. I don't know let me just check that sage is fine for dogs actually. By the way, you do also need to be careful with peppermint oil. It has to be really well diluted because it can be toxic if they inhale it or ingest it or anything, so be careful with that. Yeah, same with sage. Yeah, fine in little doses. And obviously just putting this in the spray bottle, they're not gonna lick the spray, so this should be okay. I said a little while ago I was going to play around with making a sage stick, like a sage diffuser. Haven't done that yet, but oh, it smells so good. I am going to start with a pint of water. Perfect, that's exactly a pint. Oh, is that going to be too much? I think I need to do half a pint. Okay, there's half a pint of water in there, and now we're going to make it up to a pint with my white vinegar. And I'm putting in 10 drops of peppermint oil. Whenever I say 10 drops, I just mean shaking it about for 10 seconds. I always do a little bit too much. And we pour it in here. I also think that when you put herbs inside the bottle, it just looks a bit prettier as well. So there we go. I'm going to label it just so that I don't forget. And because we used essential oil, not just like, where's the other one? I'll show you in a second, the one I made with you a few weeks ago. Obviously the herbs lose their colour, but if you're just putting herbs and vinegar in, then it takes a couple of weeks for the goodness and the benefits from the herbs to come out in the solution. But because I don't have to wait for this one because the oil's already in there, so let's go and spray. Sorry, headless. But how cute is this just very relaxed working from home outfit? These are the Abercrombie & Fitch Sloane trousers, which I've got in more of a white colour, but I just treated myself to them in last weekend's 20% off sale to the camel colour. And they're just like, yeah, quite a, like I showed you in the last video, loads of options. Smart working from home trousers, and I like the fact they've got belt loops, so I've popped on Holland Cooper belt, and then this is just a really easy breezy t-shirt, cable knit t-shirt from H&M. Anyway, let's go and spray. So it's this corner here that they like to tinkle on, naughty boys, so I'm just going to spray all over there. It smells nice and pepperminty. And I'm going to do the other corner just to be on the safe side. Another way that you could use this, or in my case, another benefit of this, is apparently peppermint oil is a mega repellent for spiders. Now, in this case, or in this house rather, I have just succumbed to the fact that the spiders and Charlie and I and the dogs are just we just have to live together in harmony because there is no way on this earth that I would ever be able to get rid of all the spiders in this house. I mean, look at this bit of wood behind me. Like, just that one bit of wood alone. You guys probably think I live in like some weird haunted house. But it's just a battle that I will never win. So I am still scared of spiders, but I don't like get goosebumps all over my body and have to leave the room as soon as I see one anymore. I'm becoming a bit more accustomed to them. If I see one like scuttling across the floor on the other side of the room, I do ask Charlie to take it outside. Sometimes I do see them in the sinks, and then I ask Charlie for his spider removal services. But like when I just see them, and we're talking, in those instances we're talking about the big black hairy ones, but if I just see like a little spindly one just in the corner of a room, I just leave it. I know that's weird, but we are at one with the spindly ones. But the big ones, no, they do have to go outside, and I know they get cold, but I can't find it in my heart to have sympathy for a spider. And I know they'll just end up back in here anyway. But yeah, apparently peppermint spray is a good spider repellent. So if you feel that you could potentially win the battle against spiders in your own home, this could be a good option. Okay, so this is the spray that we've just made, called the Tinkle Spray. I need to get some nicer stickers. And then just to show you, this is the one that I made probably 4 weeks ago now. You can see the colours completely changed. It's come out of the herbs, but we had lemon verbena, we had thyme, rosemary and sage in this one. And it's now kind of distilled, I guess, so the goodness from the herbs has come out into the spray, and I just use this as a all-purpose spray. You can use it for cleaning glass, outdoor tables. Oh, don't drill it, darling. Yeah, so this might just be the most random thing that anyone has ever shared on YouTube, but those are my little DIY sprays. I will keep you posted as to whether it works. So I need to spray the area with the Tinkle Spray 5 days in a row apparently, and then the areas won't have any scent on them that the dogs want to personalize.
Okay, my darlings, I think I said earlier in this vlog, or maybe even in the last vlog, that a job I've been desperately needing to do, I can't believe I haven't done it yet, is to get my winter coats out and put the summer dresses away. My camera was recording for nearly 20 minutes, so it took me 20 minutes to get my dresses into 2 big IKEA bags, and I've organised them into this bag here is dresses that if we were to go on a winter sun holiday, I might want to take these with me, or some of these. Whereas these ones here, I think I'll be happy to not see them again until spring, summer 2026. However, there's a small selection of dresses here. I'll just quickly show them to you, that are either, you know, new and good for autumn, winter, or they are dresses which I'm just quite emotionally attached to and I don't really want to banish them into bags yet. Like, say for example, I got invited on a really last minute trip to go somewhere hot. That is so unlikely, but why not just keep some dresses out? So I've kept out, obviously this is more of an autumn dress anyway, my mint velvet. I'll pop a photo on the screen of me wearing this because everyone always loves it. We always see so many clicks and sales whenever I share this on Instagram, so I'll leave this link down below if it's still in stock. It's also ridiculously comfortable. My Ralph Lauren check dress, very cute. And then we've got Tartan by Boden. Oh, I need to take the label out of that one. So they're the ones that are, you know, I've been wearing them a bit more frequently lately. And then the ones which I'm emotionally attached to from summer, this one is from Reformation, just a beautiful halter neck dress. My floral one, that was my favourite dress of summer. This one from Dish. Yeah, literally one of the most worn dresses all summer. This one is actually And Other Stories. It's a few years old, but I always love wearing this. A little two-piece from Cézanne, which I wore a lot on our Italy trip. And then the Boden dress. My gosh, so many of you bought this dress. It's so flattering and so comfortable. I love it. Also good for traveling, because if you do spill something on it, this pattern is so
patterned that you just don't see if you spill something on it. Strapless, elasticated, very simple brown dress from Dish, which is great for beach days. This was very expensive. This was from 𝑭𝒆. I found, or someone else on Instagram actually found, a £10 version on Amazon, which I'll leave linked, but fantastic over a bikini on a hot holiday. Again, this reminds me of our trip to Italy. I wore this on the day that we saw the Tower of Pisa and for several dinners in Italy. Just classic brown polka dot. Love, love, love. Very comfy dress. I wore this especially when I was gardening on like warm gardening days. And then I thought I'd leave this one out from me and Em as well because it's knitted. It's so good for this time of year. So for the sake of, well, these are autumn. For the sake of this much space in my wardrobe, I thought I would just leave a few special dresses out. And I did the same, obviously, with my coats. I never ever put these ones away because I got too emotionally attached to them. We've got, well, this one is the new 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 coat, which I love. It's got this kind of, what's it called, padded bit in the middle, which you can leave this open and it just looks like you're wearing a gilet underneath. I love that coat so much. And we've got my trench from 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, which has got the gorgeous lining. You'll have seen me wear that a lot. Fairfax and Favour cape. When did I wear that recently? Can't remember, but it's a beautiful piece. My reversible Gucci coat. I've had this for a few years now, but it is actually back in stock, although it's currently being sold for twice what I paid for it, which is crazy. Oh, a dress. Ralph Lauren cable knitted dress, which I have not worn. I've had it for 3 years and I've not worn it yet, so I need to seriously think about life with that one. Another Ralph Lauren dress, also with a label in. What am I playing at? What am I playing at? I got all of these from Net-a-Porter. I must have done a haul and thought, oh, I'll wear them one day, and then never did. How silly. My best coat of all time, which is my Max Mara wrap camel coat. Amazing, amazing coat. I invested in that probably 3 years ago. No regrets, it's absolutely gorgeous. Probably shouldn't have bought this one. This is Chloe from Bicester Village. Very drapey, kind of boucle-ish, bit carpet-like. I do like it, but I just don't wear it that much. Got this big, long, sweaty Betty rain mac. This is more like an April showers kind of coat. And then I've got this amazing, you guys will probably remember this one, Jules rain mac type coat with the cord collar and the contrast underneath the hem of the collar, and then the check lining. Love it. Such a countryside classic. And then this is from Sleeper, who do pyjamas. This is a rain mac as well. Do I need 2 rain macs? I don't know, they don't take up much space. And I wore this a couple of years ago to the Chelsea Flower Show on a torrential day, and it's got lovely floral pattern. So these are like my core coats that stay in the wardrobe all year long, but now I need to use this space to put in the coats that have been in storage. As you saw in the last video, I did clear out a few, but I have honestly got far too many coats, more than any human being ever needs. So I'm gonna, with today's brain, think about whether I desperately need to keep them as I'm putting them in. So let's do it. Okay, so these are the coats that I showed you the other day in the last vlog, and this is what I said I was going to do. So naturally, when I go to put things in the wardrobe, I put the coat hangers that way round, so hooking over that way. But in order to see if we get through an entire winter season without me wearing any of these, I've flipped them round. So if any hangers are still this way round at the end of winter 2026, like March, that means I've gone an entire season without wearing them, which means I should probably consider getting rid of them. I have got far too many coats, but honestly, I love each and every one so much, and I do feel that each one has a purpose, so I find it really hard to get rid of any of them. And I know that this isn't all of them either. Got a few more still to add in, so let's see if we can find a little bit of space. I didn't think I had the brain capacity this afternoon to do a clear out. However,
I noticed I had a bag of knitwear that ooh, that's a little mothball ring. I noticed I had a bag of knitwear stored as well. So this is obviously things which I thought at the end of last winter that I wouldn't need until this winter. So I'm going to undo this bag and get these knitwear bits out and add them into my very, very full knitwear cupboard. I have actually just gone through all of this knitwear, and this entire bag is stuff which I'm parting ways with, things which I no longer need. I always end up with, oh gosh, look how messy the room is. I can't believe I'm showing you that. Yeah, I need to tidy. But this bag is full of knitwear which I am departing with, and I'm going to be really choosy with this bag and see if I desperately need to keep all of these bits, because I also know that I can't resist new knitwear. So as much as I love all of these pieces, it's been very hard pulling out ones which I need to get rid of. I know that there will be some new additions this year as well, as there are every year. So let's get this open and see what's inside. Okay, my darlings, it's a few hours later. My battery was dying as I was trying to show you the bits and bobs going into the wardrobe, but as you may have realised, they ended up being dresses, not bits of knitwear. Oh, I'm shiny. Yeah, they ended up being basically knitted dresses, but I did still get rid of a few. I'm actually going to use my Shark Facial Pro Glow this evening. It's, 𝑭𝒂𝒕𝒊𝒐𝒏, I've got my nozzles falling all over the place. Yeah, tonight is my pamper night. I should have done this yesterday really, but it's only once a week that you're meant to use the extraction tool that sucks the gunk out of your skin. So I've had to hold myself back because I've been so desperate to do this again. It is literally the most satisfying thing in the whole world, but I have been using this, the Depuffy, especially on the warm mode, just for pretty regular, like I would say I've used it 5 times this week to do a little bit of facial massage. So I'm going to take my makeup off and do that, which I'll show you a little sneak peek of just in case. You probably saw this entire device. I mean, it was one of those things, what do they call it when like your entire, is it called guerrilla marketing? When they just like take over the internet. So I worked with Shark on this, and it was a great project to be a part of because it's such a cool device, but it was so amazing to see. Like you could not have gone on the internet the day this launched and not seen someone raving about it, because it just took the internet so by storm. But it's not like a one flash in a pan thing. I am genuinely obsessed with this. So I'm going to take my makeup off and do that. I've got a very fun day tomorrow, so I can't wait for you to watch the next vlog. I might even do just one day in a vlog instead of taking it over 2 days. And before I take my makeup off, let me quickly show you my pajamas. These are absolutely gorgeous. They're from a brand called 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, and I was not expecting them to send personalised pajamas. How cute is that? So I've got my little PJs on and I can't wait for a pamper. Do I have a headband? Probably not. Okay, so let's take my makeup off and then do my heavenly massage.